Today we'll be going over the third archetype from Secret Slayers, the Rikka archetype, which nobody talks about because nobody thinks it's good. For a good reason, too, because it's not a good deck. Like, Eldritch and Adamantipator severely outperform this deck by leaps and bounds. Because the best thing that you'll usually end on in this deck is either a Teardrop or an Acer or an Alce, and then that's just it. That's the end of your turn. But let's go over this list, which I'll probably never use again because this deck is just laughably bad. So starting things off, we have Mardell, the Generator Boss of Light, good card. We have one Hellbore, which can special summon itself from the graveyard. Triple Snowdrop, which special summons itself, plus another Rikka from your hand, all by tributing plants. This deck likes to tribute. Then we have one Erika, the Rikka Fairy, which is your battle trap. It increases your attack or defense by 1,000. Triple Mudon, which is your spell or trap searcher when you special summon it. One Primula, the Rikka Fairy, which you can special summon and then increase up to 2 of your plants by 2 levels so that you can go into your level 6s or your level 8s a lot easier that way. Triple Lonefire Blossom, so that you can tribute this off and then go into your Evil Thorn and tribute that off, and then go into your big Snowdrops, or you can just go directly into something like Petal or Mardell. Triple Ash Blossom, so that you have at least one hand trap. Double Laurel, so that you can special summon it for free off of Evil Thorn's effect, which we are playing 3 of. You tribute it, and then deal 300 damage to your opponent, and then you get 2 additional Evil Thorns on the field for extra plays. Double Angelica, so that you can recycle your Laurel at least, and also you need a tuner for your 3 Synchros down there. Triple Petal, which are your other searchers. You can get your monsters that way. One for one, so that you get your Petal out, or your Evil Thorn, whatever you might need. Triple Rikka Glamour, which is another searcher. It allows you to tribute a plant and then search 2, or you don't have to tribute and then you just search 1, which is my preferred option. Triple Call by the Grave, to stop your opponent's hand traps, obviously. Double Super Solar Nutrient, which is just yet another way to get into Petal. Double Imperm. Did I say we only had 1 hand trap? I lied. We had 2. One Rikka Tranquility, which lets you tribute a monster and then special summon a Rikka from your graveyard. Or you can just special summon a Rikka from your graveyard if you want. Double Rikka Sheet, which stops your opponent from activating their effects. So that is it for the main deck. Now for the extra, we have 1 Black Rose Dragon, 1 Sweet Marjoram, 1 Rosemary, double Rikka Queen, which enhances its attack, and you can also tribute your opponent's monsters, which is pretty good. 1 Alce, which lets you mill your deck a little bit. It's also got high defense. Double Kanzashi, which lets you special summon monsters from either grave, which is very good. It triggers when a monster is tributed. Pairs very well with Teardrop. 1 Fairy Knight Ingunar, which lets you get rid of every other card aside from itself. 1 Princess Sprite, so that you can add something to your hand from the top of your deck. 1 Jasmine, 1 Linkuriboh, Triple Nightmare package of Unicorn, Phoenix, and Cerberus. So that is the deck, and the side deck is just whatever. So let's go into some replays. Let's see just how well this deck can perform under pressure. So starting things off, we go Petal. We add Snowdrop, Snowdrop effect, tribute Petal, special summon Lonefire, Lonefire effect, summon Hellbore. Go into Teardrop, set both Called By and Rikka Sheet, then they set 5 and pass. It's my first time playing Bad Reaction to Samochi, and it felt painful to lose. I'm trying to stop some things from happening, but they just keep on happening. I really wish I was playing a different deck at this point. I try to save something by tributing myself. I can't. Then during their turn, they activate a card that lets them draw, and I draw. They go Allure to get one monster, and then they attack into me for game. Which was so fun to lose to bad reaction to Samochi. But in this deck, in this duel, it gets even better, because I lose to Harpies. At first I think it's Harpies Guard Dragon, but it's not. It's just Harpies. So they get this guy, they get their Harpy out, which searches for them apparently. I didn't know that. I try to do some things, they negate me, and then I end on just a call by on the Imperm. They activate that. They trigger that. I forget that Call by the Grave works only on cards with the same original name. That effect never matters unless you're playing against Harpies. So I had to remember that afterwards. So my Call by the Grave does nothing. They mill some cards, summon a weak little monster, and then attack me with their army. Then they get an extra monster, destroy something, and get a search, and get yet another search. And then I surrender, because what am I going to do with this hand? 2 6s, a 9, and a trap. That's fantastic. And in the third replay, I managed to win somehow, playing against Eldritch Burning Abyss. Didn't think that would be a combination, but apparently it's a combination. They set some things, they summon their Dante as usual. I search for Petal. Petal searches for more things. Snowdrop comes out, so does Hellbore, go into Teardrop, kill their Dante. They get some things back. I set the other Glamour that I had. They go Tour Guide, get Fiendish, on the Cherubini. He sends Seer, Dante comes back, he gets an effect, Mill, Farfa effect, and then I trigger that effect to get rid of Dante. I take 15. I get 2 monsters back at the end phase. So I search for Snowdrop. Start things off by Mudon, tributing my worthless Teardrop. Set the trap. Summon out Erica. Primula comes out. And I go, just to slow things down, I got my Hellbore from the grave, and then I had 2 8s and 2 6s. So now I have Teardrop and Kenzashi. It's a pretty good combo, if you can get both on the field at the same time. So he activates his effect. Sanguine will activate now. Now I'll tribute it, and then since a monster was tributed, Kenzashi can summon it to my side of the field, and then they surrender. Probably the only time this deck is good is when you have both Teardrop and Kenzashi on the field. That is the only time that this deck will be considered as good, in my opinion. You need 2 high-ranking Xyz monsters, which is pretty hard to pull off consistently with this deck. It's not impossible, but it's difficult. So I'm hoping that perhaps in future sets they can improve upon this archetype by releasing new cards like the OCG. Let me just search it up right now. The OCG has access to the rank 4, which would be a lot better with Primula, but we just have the 6 and the 8 right now. So until we at least get the rank 4, I think we're stuck playing a very bad deck if you want to play the newest plant deck. But for now, this is the list, and I guess I just have to stick with it, unfortunately. But I hope you enjoyed the video of me doing terribly with a terrible deck. Goodbye.